Today I'm going to take you guys through hip external rotation PAILs and rails. This is a fantastic hip mobility exercise to start to build strength in your end ranges and not just passive flexibility. So in order to do this exercise, there's a couple different positions you can start in. I'm going to show you in a 90-90. So in this position, my front knee is bent to 90 degrees and it is directly in front of my hip. My back leg is coming out to the side and then my knee is also bent to 90 degrees back here. The focus is entirely on this front leg. So if your back leg is uncomfortable in this position, you can do anything you want with it. Some people prefer to do this exercise with a leg that's straight. You can just bring that knee forward and out of the way. Doesn't really matter. So in order to do this exercise, we're first going to find our active range of motion for hip external rotation of this front hip. So in order to do that, what I need to do is be able to push my knee down to the ground and lift my foot up and away from the floor. So for most people, myself included, starting upright like this, I'm already going to be past where my active end range of motion is. So I'm going to have to lean over to the same side of this front leg to start to clear up some space. So for some people, we might need to go down to an elbow. For a lot of people, you might actually need to lay all the way straight down on the ground. But our goal is to find a position where our knee stays down as we're able to lift our foot off the ground just a little bit. So for me, I could be a little bit more upright than this, but do a quick little test with yourself and see how far you need to be leaned over in order to clear the ground at all. So for myself, I'm going to pin myself up with my arm just like this. This is a position where if I try to pick up my foot, I maybe get like half an inch, it doesn't come off very far. This is going to be pretty close to where my active end range of motion is, so this is where I want to work. You could maybe push into it just a little bit further so I could come up a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter, something in that general range. From here, if you do feel a stretch at all, you can hang out here and stretch for a little bit. For most people, we're not going to feel a stretch, so we're going to get right into some active contractions. So PAILs, contraction number 1. Knee stays down. You can use a hand on top of your knee to help out here, but I'm going to start to drive my foot down into the ground as if I'm trying to rotate through my hip or rotate through this bone, swinging my foot into the floor. So when I do that, I'm going to start to feel muscles on the outside part of my hip, the part of my hip that's down towards the ground, start to squeeze. I'm going to start off really gently, but then I would build to a 5 or 6 out of 10 effort. So I'm starting to ramp up my contraction intensity. If you have a timer, put it on for 30 seconds. We are going to maintain that contraction for 30 seconds. So by the time that is up, your hip should feel tired on the outside. Immediately following, we're going to switch the contraction effort. So this is our rails now. So instead of foot down and knee up, I'm going to think about pressing my knee down into the ground and seeing if I can pick my foot up and away from the floor at all. It probably won't move a ton. For some people, it's not going to move at all. We want to feel inner groin muscles working to try to lift that up. It might feel a little crampy. This is the short side stuff now. And we want to keep your stomach or your spine as still as we can. So we're not cheating through your hips. So we're not cheating by moving our pelvis or moving our back to get that leg up. Everything else stays nice and still. Same idea, I'm going to hold that for 30 seconds as this gets really, really tired. If you were able to get your foot off the ground a little bit with that last contraction, I would push yourself up just a little higher. So now we're moving this hip into a little bit more external rotation. And I would maybe try one, if you're feeling it, maybe 2 more rounds of that where we're pushing down for that 30 seconds and then pulling up.